So we
Yeah,
see
sorry.
that overall, we see that in 4 years of time, there is a kind of a smooth growth what is happening. Okay, in 18 we just had a 480K, but in 21 we see that we have uh, raised from 4.8K to 7.3K in a single year.
Okay.
Okay, fine. We can see this one.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, here you want to create this kind of a lines or any this one, so we can do it something like this. Hey, you want to have a threshold, like say every month on month how the sales are happening. So we have the highest sales of 1,18,000 in a single month, and the lowest sales of just 4,500 in a single month. But I just want to know which of the months we had a sales above 50K. Okay, so I just want to have some kind of a line. So we can see I can add a constant line, I can add average line. So when I go to the constant line here, I can just select this. You want for the sum of sales or for the month? I just want to have a constant line for the sum of sales. Okay, and I say I want to have a constant line for the sales if the sales value is for 50,000. Okay,
Okay.
let's just say 50,000 here. We can say I have added a constant line here for 50,000, and okay, or like you want to make it as 40,000, fine, you can go for it. Okay, so whatever it is. Okay, you wanted 50,000, cool. We have this. I have added a constant line here, and you want to format this. I can just right click, say format, and you can just say fill below. So if it is below, I want to add some kind of a reddish color, and above, I just want to add some kind of a greenish color here. Okay, so we can see which of the months we had a sales below 50K and which of the months we had a sales of above 50K. We are able to understand that. So we see that only in the month of March, and we see September, November, December we are above 50K. And when it comes to 2019, it was only September, November, December. Okay, and rest all was above below 50K. And when it comes to this one, we see 2020, we had March, we had May, we have September, October, November, December, which is going above, okay, what is it? 50K. And when you see like in 21, okay, the spikes are more. March, then we have a June, then we can see September onward, September, October, November, December. They are not only just above 50K, they are in a very, very big high, this one kind of a thing. Okay, so but where the sales are low. So this is the few months where the sales are low. Or you want to reduce this particular line, I just say instead of 50K, I just say 25K. Okay, we can edit those particular things, and then we can just try to find out. Instead of 50K, I'll just make it as 25K. So if the sales are below 25K, you can see that is a kind of a very bad sales, and which all the time where how many times the sales was below 25K in a single month. We are able to understand. Okay, fine. Hello.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so we can do all those particular things. Yeah, no, apart from this, we can do even the forecasting things. Okay, see this kind of a line color formattings and all these things are there. Apart from that, you want to do a forecasting. Okay, so I can just take this particular forecast here. We have seen the trend line. Okay, so forecast, I'll just put into this forecast. So it is doing the forecast here. So it's telling like if the sales are going in this way, in next 1 year how the things are going to be. Okay, this is what is the forecast is telling. Or you want to edit this particular forecast, you can edit this forecast. Okay, so just right click on that, you have forecast option. So I can just go to the more forecast options here, and I say right now it is forecasting for next 1 year. Okay, I want to forecast for next 2 years how things are going to happen, next 3 years how things are going to happen. Okay, so I'm just trying to do the forecast here. So the same way the sales are going on. Okay, so the next 2 years may where we are going to stand.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
So we can do all this kind of analysis with the help of the line charts. Okay, that is your continuous line chart. Okay. Hey, the next thing is we can also add a dimension to the line chart. So mainly we understood about dimension. How do we add it in? See, since we have done all those particular charts in Power BI, we're doing the same thing here. I want to know why the things have been declined. Okay, like I'll just take the sales for the order date. Okay, I'll just take the continuous line chart. So we know that there is a kind of a small decline from 18 to 19. I just want to know the reason for the decline. So I said you can add any dimension, the region or category or segment, and you can see automatically it just shows me like hey, the reason for the decline. And we can easily come to know that the west region has shown a slight decline, but we can see for that east has shown a good progress. Okay, and there is a kind of a small interchange. But when you see the central region, they have not shown any kind of progress nor a decline kind of a thing. But when you see the south region, it has a major decline. Okay, and when you see it was doing better than the central region, the south region was doing better than the central region in 2018. But in 2019, it is way behind from the central region. It is in the very bottom of the table. So you can see from 1,04,000, it has been reduced to 71,000. So there is a decline of 33,000. That is almost 35% decline in the sales. Okay, and after that we see that the south was not able to. It is trying its level best to come up, but it is ending in the bottom of the tables. It is not coming in the competition. It is throughout all the years you can see it is in the bottom of the table when you see the yearly wise.
Yes, Ajay.
Okay. Now, if you want to drill this particular thing, so we have the plus sign there. So there you have a drill up and down and so on, is it? So when I drill kind of a thing, okay, we are able to see this in the quarterly. So again, we see the south region has started with a very big note where the other regions are not able to perform that kind of a good thing. Okay, that is what exactly has happened here. But at the end of the day, like we see that, oh, it is ending in the bottom of the table. So if you have to know the reason how we can improve the business, so we see that, okay, during the quarter one, we see that south region is not way behind. It is in the competition, but it is not performing good during the peak time. So we can see the other region, they are very bad in the quarter one. Okay, quarter two is again and a very easy competition with this one. One and two is very challenging kind of thing. But we see that quarter three and four, hey, they are performing extremely, extremely very good. There's a quarter three sales and there's a quarter four sales. Okay, and we see that all the regions are performing far better than the south region, only because they are doing very good during the quarter three and the quarter four. Okay, so I think we can easily like find out like how we can improve the business in the south region. South really has a good potential, but it is not doing that potential. The reason is, okay, all the regions, the understanding what we can see say that here is during the quarter three and four, all the regions are doing very good, but south is not performing. So that means south has not understood that particular potential market. Okay, so south is might be not able to capture this kind of a potentiality which is having the market about this retail business. So there might not be doing that kind of a promotional activities. Might be like we need to learn like how things, even though it is in the bottom of the table, how it is going into this particular sharp top edge kind of a thing, and what kind of activities they do. So we can learn from there and try to implement that. So this can do far better than the other regions also.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that is what we are able to understand, is it? Okay, this is how we can keep drilling to the quarterly, to the monthly, and so on. You can even go with the week wise, day wise. Yes, we have those options.
Okay.
Going back is like this. So this is
Can you give
map
me
part.
2 minutes?
So here they have clearly differentiated as a discrete line chart and the continuous line chart, and a drill option. That's very easily we can drill it. So if you want to do the diagnosis kind of a things, you can add another dimension which is going to be added as a legend.
Yes, Ajay.
Okay.
Shall we move forward?
Yes. Okay. So this is what we generally do it. And the next is the area chart. So again, in the case of area chart, we have a continuous and this one. So area chart, we know that it is very similar to your the line chart. It is only the fill kind of a thing. Okay. The requirement again is the same. So we just need to have at least one what do you say, uh, date and one measurable value. Optionally, we can have a dimension for this. So I'll just take this but the same thing. I'll just take the sales with the order date, and I'll just take this particular area chart. It just have this particular area. It's the field. So you can see the difference between this and this. It is the same. And only the major difference comes here is when you add a dimension to this. Yeah. So when you add a dimension, it just does the stacking. Okay. And when you just drill this, yes. Okay. So how things are happening. So we see that South region, even though it started with a big note, but you can see the sales are the same steady across all the 4 quarters. But you can see the other regions, what is happening, even though they are performing very good during the quarter 1, but during the quarter 3 and quarter 4, they are doing a very, very big sales. Okay. That is what is the major difference between the South region and the other region, and why the other regions is been very performing very good when you see annually sales kind of a thing. Okay.
Yes, Ajit.
Okay, fine. So this is about the area chart. Fine. Yeah, the next thing is you want to go with the geographic kind of a thing. So it's very easy here. So we have something called as a map here. So we have a symbol map and also a field map. So we'll just see this. What is needed for this is we need to have one geographic field and one measurable value at least.
Okay.
So you can see all the geographic fields, they already have a globe symbol here. Okay, like postal code. Okay, ship state, and we saw the city. Okay, they already by default has this kind of a global symbol. Now, hey, one more thing is you can create a hierarchy. A hierarchy is what? I just want to create a levels, like I want to do a drill down information, like country within the country, states, each state within the state, city wise, how the sales are happening. So what I can do is I can create a drill down hierarchy. Hierarchy is nothing but, see, like when we did the previous one, date, we have the hierarchies for this, no, year, and within the year we have a quarter, within the quarter we have a month, within the month it is a week, within the week is a day. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is built-in hierarchy. Like this, you want to create your own hierarchies, yes, you can create. Now, when you talk about this region, so I want to create a hierarchies for this particular region wise, how things are happening. Okay. If I have to do this one, so what will I do is I'll just take the country. What is the country? Country, and I say within the country, I just want to add the
State.
state. I'll just drag and drop the state on the country. You can see country, within that it is the state. So I want to say this hierarchy named as location. Okay, I'll give the name as location. Fine. So we have a country, state, and within the state, I'll just add the city, and within the city, I can add the postal code. Within each city, there'll be one or more postal codes. No, one country has many states. In each state has many cities, and each cities has one or more postal code. Is it? Now,
Yes, Ajit.
okay, fine. I just created the hierarchy. Here, what exactly happens is, like, say, example, I take a country. Okay. Um, it is by default taking a geographic. So I'll take a country onto the rows here. Okay. And I'll take the sales. Now you want to drill this within the country. You can see the state wise. Okay, within the state, the city wise, within the city, the postal code wise, how the sales are happening. We are able to see this info.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so that is what is the main thing here. Hey, now suppose like you want to create this particular data. So if I just select the country here, you can see automatically it creates a chart here. So geographic field automatically creates a chart. So that means we have only one country called as United States, and there is no other competition to this one. So it is creating. Now this bubbles is representing the country, but I just want to resize this bubble based on the sales value. So what you do, take the sales, drag and drop to the size. So this bubble gets resized based on the okay, what you say the sales value. But here there is no competitors because we have only one country. Okay. Now what I will do is I just want to see within the country state wise how the sales are happening. So we can drill this. Is it? So where is the country here? Okay, we have a country. I can just drill this. We have a plus sign here. So as soon as you drill this, you can see within the country the state wise how the sales are happening. Okay, and from this we understand that we have the more sales on the what to say California, and then we have a New York. So highest top leading very biggest circle is California. This is a top leader, and then when you see this next is New York, and then we see the Texas and the Washington, and then we have Florida and the other states coming.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, fine. And if I further drill this, you can see that is going to show me the city wise within this one, each city wise how the sales are happening. When you see city wise, I think we have the
Wait, sir.
highest sales from this
Sadhik.
particular New York City.
Sadhik, can you
Right?
wait for 2 minutes?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm doing that. Thanks. Sadhik. Sadhik, you can move forward.
Yes. Okay. So understood with this one. So like, see, you can
Yeah,
just
sir.
take a simple this one. You can just double click on the state here. This will automatically put all the states and it'll just create this one. Okay, so we can see when you just double click on the state, it says this is the states where the sales have happened, and then you just put the any kind of measurable value, say sales. So it is automatically bubbles are being resized based on the sales value, and this showing a very small bubbles here. You want to resize this one, just hit on the size, and you can just resize the bubble. It resizes based on the sales value, based on the percentile of it.
Yeah, sir.
Now you want to show the sales and the profit. Okay, so now the size of the bubble is representing the sales. I now want to show the profit. Okay, profit I can represent with the help of the color. So I can take the profit and add to the color. You can see here it automatically adds what to say legend for this, okay, which is generally showing it kind of a thing here as yeah, the size of the bubble is representing your sales and the color is representing your profit. The dark blue says high profit, the light blue says low profit, and when it comes to this orange color, that is a negative profit. And we can see the legend here says, oh, automatically you can see it is taking this as a positive, there's a negative, mid value it is taking as zero, and below mid is the orange color. The dark orange is the worst. We see that Texas, even though it has done a good sales, but when it comes to profit, it has one of the worst profit. Oh, and also you can see it shows me the tooltip also telling that, hey, what is the sales and the profit here. When it comes to Texas, we have a sales of 170K, but when it comes to profit is minus 26,000, negative, one of the worst profit. And we can see, oh, all those are the states where we have a negative profit here. So we see that there are many states, almost 20-25% of the states are showing a negative profits here. Okay, so the majorly we see that the Texas, even though the sales are good, but we are not able to see any kind of a profit. It is only losses, loss here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Complete.
Yeah. Okay. So we can see it's so easy to do it here. So in Power BI also we did this, but we need to explicitly go to the FX function there, and then we have to give a gradient rules and all this thing. So here it is
Yes,
so
sir.
easy. And you want to change the color, you can just hit on this. I say edit color. What is the color you want to have? Okay. So we have say red, blue, green, diverging, yeah, red, black, yeah, red, green, and diverging. I just say apply. Green with the profit and red with the negative. So we can do, see, the default is good one, but we have those options here. Gradient color, single color. Okay, so all those particular things. So I'll
Yes,
just
sir.
go with it. Yeah, so we can able to see the sales and the profit. Now the same way you want to add a second dimension to this one. So I can take the state, and you can see so easily it is creating. Just double click on the state and double click on the sales. That has been automatically done. Okay. And the second thing is, like, I want to add now is category. Under each this one, segment wise how things are happening, category wise how things are happening. So you want to add a dimension. So what you do is just take a dimension, just double click. Okay, or say no, I don't want it here. I want to fill it based on the color. So what I do, I'll just take the segment, drag and drop to the color. Okay, and you can see it is just creating this kind of a circular this one. And I want to show this as a pie. Here in the marks card, we have automatic, no? Just change this to pi.
Yes, sir.
So we can see that. And again, when you say the consumer, so we see almost 50% of the business is coming from every state, consumer 50%. We see that Texas more than 50% coming from the consumer. Texas slightly lower, like 35% business coming from the consumer segment. But when you see the corporate segment, so almost in every place around 30-35% business coming. Okay, here you can see almost 70% business coming from the corporate segment itself, that is in the Indiana. Okay, And when it comes to home office, a small portion of the business is coming from the home office. Texas, may you can see a very small portion. Okay, and you see Florida, may, yeah, a good amount of business is coming from the home office segment in Florida. Or which category, how they are being sold, each subcategory, how they are being sold. We are able to analyze this.
Okay, Sadiq. Shall we move forward? Sadiq? Sadiq, are you there? Sadiq.
Yeah, Vishnu.
Okay, shall we move
Uh,
forward?
yeah, yeah. Hello, Vishnu.
Ah, yes, sir. Okay, Sadiq.
Yeah, I got a call like that. 16, 17, 18, 19 is confirmed.
Okay,
Okay, so I'll not be available on those 4 days. Okay, but 15th I'm available, and but be like 20th I'm available, kind of a thing. So we can plan accordingly. You can
okay,
let
Sadiq.
me know like when you're back, so we'll plan accordingly and we'll go.
Okay, Sadiq. I
Because
will back
after
and
the
start.
23, 24, 25, that is there is also one more batch expected, but that is also still not yet confirmed. If I get that, that I might even update you that. But as of now, that is not confirmed. 23, 24, 25 also I'm expecting one training kind of a thing. But 16, 17, 18, 19 is confirmed.
Okay, Sadiq.
Hmm? So accordingly, you can plan it out, not a problem. So you let me know, like, once you're back from your hometown.
Okay,
Okay.
Sadiq.
Yeah. So this is clear.
Yes, Sadiq.
Here you can see it's so easy. It's much easier than Power BI, no?
Yes, Sadiq. It is very easy to understand and work also.
Yeah, kind of thing. So resizing of the bubbles you can do. So we have more better control kind of a things here and things, and we can immediately show the slideshow
All
without going to
guidance are here only because of that.
here. We have to publish. If you have to use the slideshow and all these things, you have no need of going for a PowerPoint or anything. Here itself, we can have a slide directly a slideshow kind of a thing. You can see the full screen. The dashboards are much amazing here in Tableau.
Yes, Sadiq.
Okay, creating a dashboard and the storytelling is more amazing kind of a things. I feel better than this one. Okay, I will be seeing that later. Okay, we saw like how do we add a second dimensions, how do we add a second measure. The same
Okay,
way, we can also go with the field map. Okay, so I'll just take a state and I'll take the sales state wise, all the sales are happening. So here we this is a symbol map. No, next to this we can see we have a field map. You can see here, this is your field map. When you go to the field map, here we can see it has been filled based on the measurable value. The higher sales, high intensity color, low sales is low intensity color.
okay,
So here it is a more lightweight. It's like a shape map in Power BI. So it is just see here we cannot use a second dimension and the second measure, but yeah. So this is very neat and clean and things. You want to show the values, anything, you can just go for it. So sales, drag and drop to the labels immediately shows that, what is the sales value. Hey, you want to format this. You don't want to display the sales value, something like this. You want to show this as number of thousands. So we can format it. We have this particular sum of sales here. No, I can just right click, format the number system here. I just say I want to format this to the custom or yeah, sorry, number, and I just want to display this in thousands. And I say I don't want the decimal places. Amazing.
yes, Sadiq.
458K, 311K, 89K, 170K. Okay, actually, like this is much easier in this one, but when you need to get used to this particular thing, that's it.
Yes, Sadiq.
Okay, and the colors also, like you want to change this particular. This default colors are really amazing. Okay, but you have the options of changing the color scaling, or you can define your own custom colors. Okay, and there is some kind of a preset colors. You can just go with this particular thing. Since the sales only one dimension, no, you want to have a green shade kind of a things, say, or brown shade or something, high sales and low sales and kind of thing. The default is really good one, but yeah, still you want to go for it, you can go for it, or you can give your own custom coloring kind of a things also. Okay, so I just want a pure red color. Anything. Okay, I like
Sorry,
the default.
can you tell me how you take the numbers?
So like you have added this one thing is there was no numbers here, no. When
Yes,
you
Ajay.
just take this particular sales, drag the sales into the label, it shows this particular labeling. By default, it will not show in this in a thousand format. When you add to the label, you can see the sum of sales with T. T is for text. You can see the same symbol as T as the labels. Just right
Yes,
click on this sum of sales. You have a format option here. Format. Under the format, I just said the number format, standard format, custom format is there. There I just display unit. I want to display in thousands without the decimal places.
yes, Ajay, yes. Ajay. Okay, Sandeep.
Okay, fine. The next thing is okay. So this was something to do with the map geography kind of a thing. Hey, this seems way like you want to create a tree map. Okay, the tree map is what you want to present the data hierarchically. Okay, in the hierarchical system, you want to present the data with a tree map. So for the tree map, what I will do is, hey, I just want to have a region, and within the region, I want to see the how the states are been performing. So I'll select the region, and then I'll select the state, and I want to see the sales. I say within each region, the state wise, how the sales are happening. I just go to the tree map here. Yes.
Yes, Ajay.
We can see one go we have this particular region I'll put into the color here, so we can see that we have the four regions here. We have the four regions, and out of the four regions we see that, so you know about tree map. Okay, here the data is presented in the form of a rectangle boxes. The rectangle box which is in the bigger size is in the top rank, smaller size in the low smaller, this one, and accordingly we see that the west region is in the top. Okay, and not only that, the way the arrangement happens is, if you're comparing from the top and bottom, the top one is going to be the high sales value, high measurable value. Left and right, the left one is going to be the high value, and the right will be the lower value. So on that basis, we see that West region is in the top leading. Okay, in the region wise, the West region has been outperforming, and we see the next is your south. What to say? East region. Then we have a central, and then we have a south region. And within the region wise, we see that okay, which state how they are been performing. California is performing the topper, and when you see the California, it is almost the complete west region. 60-70% of the business of west region is done by California alone. Okay. In the New York,
Yeah,
almost 40-45% of the business is done by New York alone in the East region. Okay. And West region, so when you see that, only two states we see visible, California and Washington, they have almost done 90% of the business, 85% of the business. Remaining 15% of the business is done by another 10 to 15 different states. So that means this particular states are just contributing 1%, but they are contributing 85% only these two states. Okay, so that means like when you see in the west region, we are just getting the business from the as a business kind of a thing. So we just do some kind of a plannings like that. But the same thing when it comes to the west region, we see that again we have a top leading may we have a New York alone has contributed around 40 plus percent business, and Pennsylvania, Ohio, and things, New Jersey, and all these things are there. But we don't have that kind of outlier values in the East Central and this one. So when you see in the Central again, we have a Texas a major contributor, but we don't have that 50% walla or more than 50% walla business kind of a thing. But South May, like we see the Florida is the top leading, but again the kind of a percentage is okay, the sales are being distributed across all the states. Okay, highest is Florida, but there is a kind of a contribution coming from all the states. But when you see in the west region, if you remove California, so west is having a hardly a business there. And California and Washington, if you remove, there is no business in the west region at all. Is it? Agree? So you want to show the values here, I can take the sales and add to the labels, it shows me the values here. You want to show this in the form of percentage, I can just take this particular, I want to say sum of sales, no, I can just say quick table calculation, percentage of the total. Yeah, it is showing the percentage of the grand total, but I want to show the percentage of the individual total. I can go to the compute using and I say for the state. Oh, I think this makes it more clear. So we see that California alone has contributed 63%, and around 20% business coming from Washington. Together, around 84% of the business of West region is coming from two states. Okay, and you can see 46% of the business is coming from New York alone. Okay, in the East region, and other 17 and 11, 12%, person business is coming from this around 30%, 30 plus 75% of the business is coming from these three states here. Okay, but here we can see, oh, Texas has done the highest contribution on 35.4% of the what to say central region business is coming from Texas. But in the case of South region, 23% business is coming from Florida, 20% another from Virginia, then North Carolina 14%, and the rest of the states is contributing for it. Hello,
yes, yes,
yeah. See, even the calculations are so easy here. If you know the
yes,
table, quick table calculations and things. There we have to do the measures DAX, and we have to create a DAX using multiple this one. So we have to create a DAX with a calculate, and then we have to create three DAX function to get this percentage. Is it?
yes, yes, yes.
Here nothing. Just right click on this quick table calculation, and after that compute using, I say I want to see that at the state level wise.
Sadiq,
Yeah.
can you show me how the lines here came there?
How the?
Lines came now in between the chart.
Okay, okay. I'll do it from the scratch.
Okay,
See, you can do one thing is you just take the region and the sales
okay.
and create a tree map. And the next is the state. Add it to the detail section. No, no, no. So you can do one thing is you take the region, first click on the region, and then the state, and then the sales. You have selected this three, Vishnu.
Ah, okay, sir.
You have selected this three,
Yeah,
region,
sir.
state, and the sales. Then go to the show me, and then click on the tree map. You getting?
Yeah, yeah, sir.
Now what I want is I want each region to be with a different color. Now we can see your region is added as a text here. So it is displaying the this is west, this is west, this is west. Instead of repeating this particular name again and again, I want to show with a different color. So what you do is just select this particular region and drag and drop to the color. Instead of repeating that as a text, it is showing with the color here. The west region, south, east, and central region respectively.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. After that, sir,
Which
we
one?
can have text labels for sales now.
Labels. Like you take the sales, drag and drop to the labels.
Label.
It is
Okay.
showing the sales value.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, that is fine. Okay. Now I want to show this in the form of percentage. We have to do say take the same thing sales, right click, quick table calculation, percentage of the total. This will show me the percentage of the total sales.
So, yes. Yeah, sir. Okay, sir. Complete. Okay, sir. Shall we move forward?
Okay.
Ah,
Now
yes, sir.
this is showing the percentage with the grand total, but I want to know the contribution within the respective region. What do you do?
Okay.
Again, click on the sales. This time go to the compute using and make it as a state.
Okay.
How much they have contributed for the region.
Okay, sir. It was. In each state, they are showing how much
How
they
much
each
percentage they
region
have
contribute.
contributed within the region.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir.
You want to show what is the total sales value also. We can see California has contributed 457K, which is nothing but almost 63% of the sales within the within the West region.
Okay.
Fine. See,
Yes,
if you
sir.
have to get this percentage, if you have to get this percentage, you have to create a DAX and you have to create three DAX function. One is we have to
Yes, sir.
get the DAX function with the calculate in all to freeze that. And we have to use all except and we have to freeze it at the region level. And then we have to have another DAX function which is going to get the total sales. And we have to have another calculate function which is going to say, hey, that is the region total which you have done at a freezing at the all except region. No, so that divided with the total sales, and that we have to convert this to a percentage, and then we have to display and so on. But here you don't have to go for a DAX at all.
Yes, sir. It is very simple.
Yeah.
Okay, Sadiq. Complete.
Mm.
Pie chart. Okay, Sadiq. Shall we move forward?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. We'll go ahead. Okay. Um, so this is something really amazing kind of a things. I liked it in Tableau, and I feel like even though they are charging so heavily, but still it is in the competition. I can say the power kind of there in the Tableau. Okay,
Yes, sir.
much easier,
It
but
is
people
easy to
have to get used to
understand.
this. See, one thing I'll tell you is Microsoft is good at marketing, and they've done really a very good marketing, and so on.
Yes,
Um,
sir. Because of
so
that
many
only
things they
the
have it,
people
but Tableau is has its own power.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is very easy and simple to understand also.
Yes.
For
Yes. Yes.
beginners, it will
Yeah.
understand easily
It's
and
a
they will.
simple thing. You take an example of an iPhone and the Android phone. Which is good one? iPhone is good or Android phone is good?
Some features only is different. No?
No, but which is good? Which is good? iPhone is good or Android is good?
Android only is good, Sadiq.
Android is good. Okay, but that means you have not used the iPhone, is it?
No, Sadiq. But in iPhone, so many complications will be there now for
Okay.
normal people. It is not
You
going to
know,
be very.
Android get phone, you get it for 20,000, 25,000. You get a good Android phone.
Yes, Sadiq.
25,000, you get a very good Android phone. You get an Android phone even for 10,000 also. Okay.
Yes, Sadiq.
A good Android phone for 25,000, you get it. But the same thing,
Yeah.
if you have to go for an Apple phone, the minimum value itself is how much?
More than like.
Yeah, and you can see, and a person who is selling, see, when there are other competitor, he is selling for 10,000 rupees, and here we are telling more than 10 lakh, more than 1 lakh. Still, Apple is running the show across the globe. Yeah, means
Yes,
they
Sadiq.
have some kind of a powerful
Powerful
features
features and
which
the
Android is not having.
brand value also the
Just
people
like
will.
when they can spend get a phone for 10,000 rupees, people are still ready to pay 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, and all those things. The people are not just paying because they have more money. They see something there. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, Sadiq.
Okay.
Yes.
So it is something like that. It has its own powerful features. So I
The
can say
features
like
is
when
very
Tableau
good
is
and
something like that. It
leverage
has its
them.
powerful features. Okay. Um,
Yes,
there are many people like if I say like if somebody is gifting, okay, I'll be happy to receive an iPhone than an Android phone. Okay. But if I
yes,
have to purchase, I'll be more happy to purchase an Android phone than an iPhone. Okay, because there's a big pinch on my pocket, is it?
yes, Sadiq.
Yeah, so it depends. Okay, but at the end of the day, like when people don't just like that put the money. Okay, when there is a big money, like there is something which is there in that. And in India, I think Faxon has been come to Bangalore now, and they're doing in a big way. And Apple is doing good globally.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you go to the
But
Western
normal
countries,
people
they don't
can't
use
understand
Android,
this.
they use Apple phone.
Yes, Sadiq.
Okay,
Here in
so
India, so many
but
people use
and
Android only.
Apple only is the maximum which has been sold. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. At the end of the day, there is a big difference in the pricing. On that basis, the number of phones users, Android is more fine. But at the end of the day, Apple has its own powerful features.
Yes, Ajay.
Okay. The
More
same
features
way,
and more
here also it is
tech.
really very expensive. That is the reason every company cannot afford for it. See, it's not a company. In the company, how many people are working, and for everyone they have to get the licensing, which is going to be a big costing for the organization. Okay,
Yes,
but yeah, so Power BI is much cheaper, and they try to manage with that. But still, there are many big organizations they are still using a Tableau. Okay.
yes,
I will go for next. Okay. Hey, that was about your tree map and things. Okay. Hey, the same way, we have, hey, you want to go over the dual access chart combination of this one. So, what is needed? One date field and two measure. So, I can just take this. I'll just take the sales with subcategory. I'll take the sales and the profit with the subcategory. Okay. And I'll just take this dual access as there. Oh, this is what it is dual combination. Mm, this time. When you see the month-wise, year-wise things, it is simple. Like the sales are more, the profit is also more. Okay, but instead of this one, okay, this is showing see what do you understand here? I've just taken the dual axis where I've taken the dimension, may have taken the year. Okay, and the line chart is showing the profit. The length of the bar is representing the sales, and the line is representing the line is representing the sales, and the bar is representing the profit. What we understand from this particular chart, Vishnu?
that
Any
when
observation? This
sales
is
is
sales.
very, yes, Ajay.
We see
Sales
that
is
the sales are
very
more in um, uh,
loading and we get
bars are
profit.
the line is your sales. So we see that 18 to 19 there was a decline in the sales. Okay, but
Yes, Ajay.
2021 they have shown the progress in the sales. But when it comes to
And
bar is a profit. When it comes to profit, we see that
2018
2019 there was a decline in the sales, but the profit wise
profit
it is far ahead
profit
than.
increase.
Okay, even though there was a small decline in the sales in 2019, the profit you can see here in 2018 we had a profit of 49K.
49K.
In 2019 we have 61K, 12,000 ka more profit. Even
Yes,
though
Ajay.
with lesser sales we have a good profit. Okay, and when you see in 2020, oh, the profit is very good. Okay, 81K.
20,
And when you see
20.
in 21, the sales have grown, the profit has grown, but we see the kind of a profit is good in 19 and 20.
Yes, Ajay.
Okay. Um, Nothing. And in 19, we especially see that even with the low sales, we have a far better profit. So we see 49 to 62K. So that means around 25% of profit has been increased from 18 to 19 in spite of the sales has been decline. That is a big thing. Okay.
Yes, Ajay.
So that is information that we are able to get it. Now you want to create a dual access for category or something. So what I will do is I'll just take this sales for each subcategory. Okay. So here we can see each products how they have been performing. So we just have this particular data here. So each products how they are been performing the sales. Now I just want to show the profit for this. Okay. So for that, what I will do is I want to show the profit as a line chart. I want to show the profit as a line chart. See, in the case of a Power BI, you can have multiple charts in the same page. But here it is not a page, it is a sheet. And in one sheet, you can have only one chart. Okay.
Okay.
So what I will do is I just want even the profit. So what I will do, I'll just try to get the profit. I'll just try to, we have a sales here. I'll try to get a profit. So we can see here in the rows, we have a sales and the profit, and the columns is subcategory. Okay. And we can see in the columns, we have the subcategories here, all the subcategories. And in the rows, we have a sales and the profit.
Yes,
So we
Ajay.
have two charts here.
Yeah, yes, Ajay. Sales graph and profit graph is there.
Yeah, Vishnu. Hello.
Sorry,
Yeah. You were telling something?
the two graphs is there now.
Yeah.
Sales graph
Yeah.
and profit.
Graphs. Yes, yes, yes. We took the profit here. So we can see, and you can see both the graph are representing the same dimension.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It is not two different dimensions here. It is the same dimension. Okay, so this is representing your sales and this is representing your profit. So now I would just want to know like each product, how the sales are happening and the profit is happening. So when you see the copier, oh, the sales are very low, but the profit is very good. When it comes to a chairs, the sales are very, very, very good. The profit is very low. And when you see the phones, the sales are good, the profit is good. But we see the copier sales is average, but the profit is very good. So now you can see comparing between these two bars, clicking here and there, it becomes really a very tedious work. Okay. Now instead of this, I want this to be merged. I want the profit and the sales to be together. So and what I want is I want the profit to be shown with the line card. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what I need to do is I need to join this. See, one more thing is when I added the sales, it was a single card. See here, in the marks card, we have a single card here. So we just have a single card here. Okay. Now what I will do here is I will add the profit. As soon as you put the profit, okay, we can see we have now how many cards here? One, two, three. You can see all sum of sales and the sum of profit. As soon as you add a second measure here, and we can see we have one card for representing this particular chart. Okay, and this is mainly for formatting, no? And this is for representing the sales. And this is like you want to format all together. Say example, I have this particular bars. I don't like this color, so I just want to have this particular different color. So fine, you can see it applies for both. I think the default one was good. Okay, but you can just do those particular things. Okay, so it is applying for both. What I mean to say. Here now, what I want is okay. That is there. We'll see later how do we do those, but use this one. Now, what I want is we have these two charts here. Sales and the profit is in two different. This one, but I want to combine this. So what is that I do? We have a sum of sales and the profit. I want the profit. Okay. To be taken as a secondary axis. Okay. When you add a second measure, you can see in the first measure, we don't have something called as a dual axis. But in the second measure, you can see here, we have this option here called as dual axis.
Yes,
Dual
sir.
axis is what? What is axis? This is your axis. This is your axis. This is your axis. Now, this is your x axis, one common x axis. But we have y axis over here. And dual axis is you want to have one more y axis over here. Okay, that is what is the meaning of the dual axis. Yeah, I want to convert this to a dual axis. That is a profit. I want to convert this to be a secondary axis. You can see here, as soon as I say dual axis, my profit has come into the second one, secondary axis. Okay, now since both were having the bars, when you have a bar, they'll be overlapping. You'll not be able to present it. So automatically it has been changed to the bubbles. Okay, now I say no. What I want is, I want the sales to be as a bar. Go to the sum of sales card here and change it to the bar. Sales in the bar. Okay, and I want this bar to have the color as the default color. Sales to have this kind of color. So what is that I do? Yeah, I want the sales to have this color. Say apply. Okay. Now we have the profit. I want the profit to be as a running line. Okay. So what I do, I just change this automatic to a line chart. And I say I want to change this color. Where is the profit? I want this orange color. Applies. Good. Yeah. So now when you see here, the bars are representing your sales and the line is representing your profit. Okay, and we understand here in the copiers, even with the average sales, we have very, very, very good profit. Okay, and so if I just sort this one, we are able to see the phones and chairs, they have done a very same sales. The sales wise, they have a very tough competition. Chairs are just behind with a small, small, small marginal difference. You can see 3 lakhs 30,000 and 3 lakhs 28,500 is 1,500 for 3.5 lakh. It is not even 0.5%, is less than 0.05%. Is it? Okay. So that means they have a neck to neck competition, okay, when it comes to sales. But what is the profit here? We see that profit here is the phones have given me a profit of 44,000, but chairs have given me only a profit of only 26,000, half of it. Okay. So this line clearly says the profit wise, the phones have given far better profit than the chairs have given a very low profit. Fine. And when you compare it, it is being compared like this, is it? So to get the value here, so this is your profit, just around 25,000, and this is around 45,000. We can see the kind of a profit. There is a big difference in the profit of the phones and the chairs. Okay, fine, understood. Okay,
Yes,
and
yes.
we see that accessories in this one, even though the sales are low, the profit is very good. And especially we see that copiers with a very average sales has one of the highest profit, and the paper with a very low sales, very, very good profit. Okay, and this envelope labels with a very, very low sales, a good profit, but we see the papers, like you can see, it has given a very, very good profit with the very low sales. Copiers with the average sales, it has given me the highest profit. Accessor is not way behind to that, good sales and a very, very good profit. But phones have done a good profit with the highest sales, but chairs are kind of a very average profit. And we see that three profits are negative. Tables minus 17,700, and we see that bookcases minus 3,500, and minus 1,200. Okay, these three
Yes.
products are, this is zero line in the profit, and we are able to see this. I've sorted based on the profit wise. We see highest profit from the copiers, then it is phones, then is accessories with a very low sales, papers with a very, very low sales, a very good profit. And we see that these three are negative profit: tables, bookcases, and the copiers. We have a low profit from the fasteners with a very low sales. But machines, we see that very good sales, but the profit is very, very low. So we are able to get the insights here. We are able to understand this data.